And I told y'all, when it comes to these black politicians, they have no power. All they want is a seat at Massa's table. Why would they change the hood? Look, I drove trucks, and when you travel this country, you see what's really going on. The hood never changes. They won't allow the hood to change. They make money from crime. Police make the money. The lawyers make the money. The judges make the money. And if you black, if you try to fix up the hood, guess what they'll do? They'll hire somebody to unalive you. Just check out Nipsey. They'll hire certain cops to harass you and put you in prison for anything under the sun. So let's go back 2 months ago when Massa made Attorney General Letitia James say this. Check this out.
Happy New Year. Earlier today, after much consideration, research, and review, my office decided to recuse itself from the investigation of the correction officers involved in the events preceding the death of Mr. Robert Brooks at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. This decision is not one that was made lightly, but we believe this is the best course of action to protect the integrity of the investigation and to ensure accountability and justice for Mr. Brooks, his family, friends, loved ones, and for all New Yorkers. My office's Division of State Counsel by law represents state agencies in legal matters, including the Department of Corrections and correction officers. My Office of Special Investigation investigates matters where an officer of the law may have caused the death of a civilian. As part of our Office of Special Investigation cases, we do internal conflicts checks. After obtaining video and identifying the officers involved in the incident, we conducted this standard check. 4 of the correction officers under investigation in the Robert Brooks matter are currently defendants in other matters and are being represented by lawyers in the Office of the Attorney General. While we are confident in the firewalls set up between the Division of State Counsel and the Office of Special Investigation, even the possibility or mere appearance of a conflict could tie up a potential prosecution in lengthy legal challenges or get a potential prosecution outright dismissed. And I will not allow justice to be delayed or denied because of a conflict.
So basically, black politicians only have power when they want to arrest us, when they want to bring us in, when they want to investigate us, when they want to investigate the hood or a black person. That's the only time they have power. But do y'all notice something? It's always our people, or AKA, I can't say the word, but you know what I mean. It's always them that's protecting Massa. It's always them that's protecting the racist Caucasians. And I'm going to tell you this, we have to get them out of the way, because if we don't get them out of the way, they will keep selling us out. But before I get pissed off, let's get right into this article and let me show you how cold the game really is. This article is by ABC7. It was published Friday, March the 7th, 2025, yesterday. Rally held after Bronx man dies in New York prison. Reports say he was violently beaten by guards. Harlem, Manhattan. Advocates rallied in Harlem after Messiah Nantwi, a 22-year-old Bronx man, died at Mid-State Correctional Facility in central New York last week. Reports suggest his death occurred after he was violently beaten by guards. And this the cold part. He was only serving a 5-year sentence, so he would have got out around 26, 27 years old to move on with his life, to correct his mistakes. But I'm telling you, when he was 17 years old, and I don't know if it's because of his name is Messiah, I don't know. But when he was 17 years old, they shot him. NYPD shot him 27 times, and he still survived. Like I say, I don't know if it's because his name Messiah and they had to get rid of him. I don't know. But when you survive something like that, when you survive 27 shots at 17 years old and they finally get you in prison, they're going to try you. They're going to try to unalive you because they don't like that. And that's why it took 15 dog-smelling racist Caucasians to all gang up on this 22-year-old and unalive him. And that's the reason why they on strike, because prisoners are finally fighting back. I mean, you had 9 prisoners. Shout out to them. You had 9 prisoners in the interview. They took an interview and they told on these officers. They said that these officers turned off their body cameras. So shout out to them 9 inmates, man, because without them, we'll never know this story. Imagine the stories they covered up. And Governor Holker, all she said is the 15 officers on leave. On leave? What? We need a charge. We need mug shots, because if I unalive somebody today, my mug shot will be on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube. They'll make videos about me. So we need y'all to keep the same energy. In the meantime, State Attorney General Letitia James is recusing herself from the investigation and appointing a special prosecutor because her office is defending 5 of the employees involved in the events preceding Nantwi's death on unrelated civil suits. It's horrifying, scary, and disappointing that as a New York State legislator, I feel I'm powerless to stop this nonsense, said Assembly Member Edward Gibbs. This is all happening on the heels of the December death of Robert Brooks, 43, an inmate at Marcy Prison across the street from Mid-State Prison where Messiah was unalived. So let's start with Letitia James. For the second time in 2 to 3 months, your attorneys, your prosecutors are representing the same officers, the same correctional officers that unalived Messiah Nantwi. And not just that, you did the same thing 2 months ago with Robert Brooks. Your attorneys are representing the officers that unalived him, and you removing yourself from the whole case. What's really going on? And like I said earlier, imagine the stories we never heard. Imagine the stories that never made it to YouTube. Imagine the stories that never made it to the news. And I'm going to say it again. Shout out to those 9 inmates that took that interview and they ratted on all 15 of those officers, because without them, we would never know this happened. They could have lied and said, oh, another inmate did it, because they turned their body cams off. Ain't that shit crazy? And look, I'm going to say it, Letitia James is not for our people. I told y'all, just like those fraternity and sorority people, to keep the checks coming in, to keep the luxury lifestyle going, to keep the mansions, the nice cars, to keep all that stuff coming in. They can't say anything. They can't protect our people. They can't even represent our people. They have to step down and let a racist Caucasian be the special prosecutor. Make that make sense? And let's move on to Edward Gibbs. This is what this dude said. He said, I feel like I'm powerless to stop this nonsense. Well, duh, you allow those people to make you say, I don't know if you did it or not, because it wasn't any video. You allowed those people to make you say that you spent the night in the same prison where Mr. Robert Brooks was murdered at. You spent the night, you cooked with the prisoners, y'all played chess, y'all played cards, and you said you was trying to bring peace with the inmates and the guards. Peace? What are you talking about? It was 18 guards that unalived Mr. Robert Brooks for 30 minutes plus on video. What you mean bring peace? We don't want no peace. And see, he said it himself. He said he feels powerless. Duh, you have no power, dog. You are black. If you are black and they make you a politician, you have no power whatsoever. You just there to make it look like they actually care. Really, they don't care about our people. That's why you have no power. Y'all just faces. So to my people in the future, we have to stop putting so much trust in black politicians. They are not for us. Matter of fact, they holding us back. They gatekeeping. They are the real house Negroes. And if you disagree, name me one black politician that tried or they did something for the black community. I'll sit and wait. So in my opinion, I feel like we have to start handling our own business. We have to start standing on business. We have to start making these videos, exposing these people, because they want us to forget. They want to come out and say, oh, we apologize for what happened. They want us to stay calm. They don't want us to make videos. They don't want people to protest. When people say protesting don't mean anything, it really does. Protesting and making these videos got those 10 officers charged for Mr. Robert Brooks' murder. That's what happened. They want to keep people calm. They want us to move on with life when stuff like this happens. But times have changed. People are fed up. Just because our people in prison, that don't mean they don't have people that care about them. These people was coming home. Messiah had 5 years. Mr. Robert Brooks had what? 4 more years. He did 8. These people was coming home and you unalive them, and you think, these correctional officers, you think that you can go home and just be with your family like nothing ever happened. I told y'all, When you mess up the universe, when you unalive somebody, you can't get away with that. And yeah, the judge can grant you a bond, but you will never be free, especially these days. People are not letting up because we saw this happen over and over again, and people just moved on. This time, we not moving on. So rest in peace to Messiah Nantwi. Rest in peace to Mr. Robert Brooks. We not letting y'all name die in vain. And to those officers too, all you crooked correctional officers that's on strike, I'm telling you, your time is coming. I'm out.